As that Driscoll says, the surge in respiratory viruses like RSV and influenza is overwhelming in the number of children coming into their emergency room. As we've reported, it's starting to affect the wait time before patients get treated.
We're asking the family doctors, the pediatrician, to, as much as possible, extend the number of hours that are available, because ideally, many of these children, these young children, should go first to see their primary care doctor.
Now, experts aren't exactly sure why flu season started early or why they're seeing an unusually high amount of RSV cases, but a factor could be people not being as cautious as they were during the pandemic. Well, about half the country has high or very high respiratory illness activity during this early flu season. That's according to data from the CDC. While most kids who get sick will recover quickly with home care, some younger children may need extra care. Mayo Clinic pediatrician Angela Matke says whether medical attention is needed depends on three things. First, if there are any breathing troubles, seek medical care. Second, give your sick child age-appropriate medications to reduce fever. And third, children who are more comfortable will drink more, which is key to keeping them hydrated.
They might not nurse as much, they might not take as much via bottle when they're sick, but they need to make at least 3 wet diapers in 24 hours.
And finally, Dr. Matke says pay attention to your child's energy level. If it's difficult for them to wake up, seek medical attention right away. Well, an annual report card just released gives the United States a D+ for rising preterm births. Tonight, our Victoria Balderrama tells us Corpus Christi got an even lower grade.
In 2021, the March of Dimes organization calculated in Texas 11.4% of babies were born preterm. That's higher than the U.S. rate of 10.5%, but not as high as Corpus Christi's rate at 11.7%. Driscoll's NICU medical director Yuming Chong tells us this isn't a surprise.
The rate of prematurity have always kind of goes up and down with time.
While the rate of premature births remained steady in 2020, the next year there was a 4% increase, the worst national rate since 2007.
In the pandemic, we initially did not see a high rate of prematurity, but now we saw there was definitely more birth. So I think that correlates to why there was more preterm birth.
Karen Salazar Vega is one woman who gave birth prematurely in 2021. Her daughter Violet was 6 weeks early.
It's a surprise, so it's not something we were expecting. Having a baby go to NICU and not home with you is awful. It's heartbreaking.
Salazar Vega says it made her feel better knowing she was not alone.
A lot of people will turn to the internet and like Facebook support groups to find other people who are going through similar experiences. So I was able to connect with other moms that had their babies a lot earlier than Violet.
With Texas earning a D- for rising preterm births, Chong expects the numbers to climb even more.
It's definitely higher this year. Our NICUs have all had higher census, which means we have more babies in there.
Chong tells us preterm births are tied to a mother's health. If a woman is healthy earlier in life, more than likely their baby will also be healthy. Reporting in the studio, I'm Victoria Valderrama for Action 10 News.
Victoria, thanks for that report. Well, traffic is now open after a crash on the northbound Padre Island Drive flyover to I-37. It was shut down for several hours earlier today. About 4 o'clock, an 18-wheeler flipped over on the flyover near Lantana. According to law enforcement, speed was a factor in the crash, but luckily no injuries reported. We have no new information for you regarding the boilers that have been installed at the Nueces County Courthouse and Jail that have raised some concerns, and a possible new deadline to get them fixed. In a document, the engineer of record goes through a list of problems with the boiler system, including things like hard water, elevated copper and iron levels, and that, quote, there seems to be no basic care taken for these boilers. None of the Nueces County commissioners had seen this document until we sent it to one of them for comment. Now they're demanding that all of them see it.
I had not seen the updated version, which was the one with all the compelling information in it, and had that not been provided to me right before the presentation, I wouldn't have even been able to ask the questions that I was able to ask because I didn't get the information I needed.
In October, we reported that Nueces County commissioners were assured by ABM Building Services, the contractor responsible for the project, that the boilers were safe. Thus, some of the issues brought up by not only the engineer of record, but the state as well, were not getting fixed. The project manager told county commissioners today that he heard third hand that the state will be giving them an additional 60 days to bring the boilers under compliance, bringing the new deadline to late January. A new officer has joined CCPD today. His name, Canine Evans. He was welcomed with a special badge pinning ceremony. Check this out. Yes, indeed. Officer Evans is a Dutch Shepherd from the Netherlands, brought to Corpus Christi thanks to the Corpus Christi Police Foundation and donations from the Corpus Christi Medical Center and Mayor Paulette and Victor Guajardo this afternoon. Evans was welcomed to the force after 3 months of specialized training with his handler, Senior Officer Pedro Muniz. Muniz has been a police officer for 21 years and says Evans has already made a major apprehension.
He made an alert on a package, and that package happened to contain 1.14 kilograms of fentanyl. But throughout that, we've been on duty for a couple of months now, and he's made other apprehension, detection.
Well, according to CCPD, 7 police dogs serve with the department, and they're, quote, an essential component of modern law enforcement, filling a vital role in the fight against crime. Police dogs usually serve in the force for about 6 to 9 years. All right, time now for our first look at the weather with our chief meteorologist, Sharon Ray. Sharon, you know how cold it was today? So cold that our director, Danny Torres, actually wore long pants. It's like an historic event.
I saw that, and that's the first thing I mentioned to him. He walked in the studio, and I said, "You're wearing pants." He usually wears shorts, you know, and
Yeah.
if he's in pants, you know it's chilly outside. You'll want to keep those handy, Danny. You're going to need them the next several days. Pants weather all the way through the weekend. Anyway, yeah, temperatures. Take a look at this. We are at 49 degrees right now in Corpus Christi. And you know what? We only made it to 50 today, so it's been chilly all day long. We have those upper 40s near 50. And did you notice that breeze? Yeah, that wind goes right through you, doesn't it? That's a north-northeast wind, and that's going to be with us here the next several days. So we've got a lot heading at us because yet another cold front is headed our direction, and that is going to keep sweater weather in place here, and those longer pants too. Days will stay in the 50s tomorrow into Friday. We may top out in the low 60s in a few spots Friday, but it's not going to last because look at Saturday. Only in the 40s Saturday. Now, that's not all. Not only are we going to stay in the 40s, but we're going to be dealing with the wind. The wind's really going to pick up behind that front Friday night into Saturday. One of our forecast models is predicting winds gusting to 45 miles an hour along the coast on Saturday. I'm going to show you that when I come back. And not only that, but we've got some rain in the forecast. So it's going to be damp, cold, and windy Saturday. Sunday, that eases up a little bit, but it's still chilly. And another thing, if you live at the coast or at the beaches, there's going to be some coastal flooding. So we've got a lot to talk about when I come back, including that sweater weather and long pants weather, too. We'll talk about it in a few minutes.
I didn't even know he owned a pair of long pants. How about that? All right, tensions appearing to ease somewhat today after NATO and Poland dialed back early suspicions that Russia may have fired an airstrike into the Poland-Ukraine border. Officials from NATO, Poland, and the U.S. say a deadly missile strike on Polish territory does not appear to be intentional. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin says the U.S. has full confidence in the Polish government's investigation of Tuesday's explosion that killed 2 people in a small border town.
And whatever the final conclusions may be, the world knows that Russia bears ultimate responsibility for this incident.
Well, the incident initially raised concerns that Russia may have hit a NATO member. Ukraine's military says its air defenses took down 77 of more than 90 missiles that Russia fired on Tuesday, along with 11 attack drones. Teacher shortages in Texas, leading state officials to create a task force of educators. The struggles teachers are facing. We're going to have that story when Action 10 News at 6:30 returns.
You're watching Action 10 News at 6:30.
In February next year, The Teacher Vacancy Task Force will have one final meeting before it provides recommendations to state representatives. Since the spring now of this year, the task force has been working to come up with solutions for ongoing teacher shortages in Texas. The task force is made up of teachers and school system leaders in Texas public education. Dr. Cynthia Hopkins, a 7th grade science teacher at Caffey Middle School on the city's south side, was chosen to represent our region. She shared the struggles she and her peers are facing.
We have positions that are filled with long-term subs because there weren't teachers to hire.
Dr. Hopkins tells us a lot of teachers either retired or left to pursue a different field. Data from Texas's American Federation of Teachers says about 43,000 teachers in Texas either resigned or retired since the last school year. The AFT surveyed its members and found that 66% of the 3,800 who responded to the survey said they considered leaving their job in the last year because of issues like low pay, workload stress, and health and safety. Well, speaking of teachers, a big surprise for some of them in the Robstown ISD today. Check this out. Oh, yeah, you got to love that, huh? Today, the Robstown Education Foundation, along with Robstown ISD staff and the Drum Corps, presenting 12 teachers at Driscoll STEM Academy with grant money. The teachers took home more than $20,000 in grant money. Live, look at that. Is that a beautiful skyline shot of Corpus Christi from the Lex? Sweet. Sharon Ray coming up with her full forecast next right here on Action 10 News at 6:30.
Now, your Doppler 10 weather forecast.
Well, good evening. Yes, it is mid-November, although it's feeling a little more like late December or January around here as this very cool air continues, and it's going to stay this way for a few more days. We've got that very chilly, cloudy weather continuing all week, and then as we get into Saturday, it gets even colder. I think 40s during the day Saturday, and that wind really blowing too, and some showers. And as far as the ocean, that's going to be coming up a little bit with higher swells and some minor coastal flooding too is possible starting Friday and into the weekend. Today, it was just a cloudy day. We had clouds from the beginning right to the end, and that's going to be the case again tomorrow. We may even see a couple of very light showers tomorrow as well. So yeah, very cool out there. We only made it to 50 degrees today, by the way. Now, that's 26 degrees below average. Pretty extreme there. Started the morning at 45, which is 11 degrees below average. So I went back and I looked at some of the record temperatures for the coolest daytime high temperatures. So the lowest high temperatures on this date, and we're going to get pretty close to those or tie that on Saturday. Tomorrow, I think we're going to make it to about 58, 59. The coolest it's been on that date was 50 in 1932. Same on Friday. I think we top out near 60. The coolest was 50 on November 18th, and that was back in 2000. But here's where we could tie for the record coldest day in Corpus Christi, and that would be Saturday. If we stay at 49 degrees, Sunday will be above the record low high temperature. We're talking about high temperatures in the afternoon. Those look more like low temperature numbers this time of year. Anyway, so we've got that colder air continuing to funnel in from the north. High pressure, very heavy air continuing to keep us in that northeasterly airflow, while at the same time the upper level wind, you see the clouds coming in from the southwest, those are continuing to come in and keep it overcast. So with that said, we're also going to have some low-level moisture increasing tomorrow, and that may lead to some stray showers. I don't think it's going to be much, but here is Future Tracker showing that. This is tonight. It's dry and cloudy and breezy. As we get into the morning hours, especially right along the coastline, there may be a few pockets of rain tomorrow morning. That wouldn't last too long. I do think the better chance of that's going to be in the early part of the day tomorrow with that northeast breeze, and then just an overcast and chilly day again tomorrow. Lows tonight, low 40s inland, near 50 at the coast. The wind is turning a little more to the northeast, coming more off the water, so it may not be quite as cool as last night right along the coast, but it's cold enough anyway. Temperatures are going to be chilly. And then tomorrow, we do see that breeze continuing to be rather breezy in the afternoon. Temperatures in the upper 50s for highs. And as you can see here, well below average. And again, that chance of a shower, especially along the coast. Okay, we got another surge of cold air headed our way. And you can see it. This is Canada. See that very cold Arctic air. Notice right here, those temperatures in the teens to near 20. Right there's our next front, and that's the one that's going to slide southward, and by Friday morning, bringing even a little bit of snow possibly to the panhandle, and that front barreling through here Friday night. And not only that, but we have a wave of low pressure that's going to pull across the coast and increase the moisture for Saturday. So as the air is cooling down and the wind is picking up, we're also going to get in on some of those showers for Saturday, ending by early Sunday. Rainfall amounts from that looking to be most areas a quarter to a half inch, but there could be some spots that make it to possibly 3/4 of an inch or maybe a little higher. Take a look at this wind gust forecast. Near 30 miles an hour by Friday evening at the coastline. The coast is going to get the brunt of those stronger gusts on Saturday, possibly up to 45. Secure those Christmas decorations if you've got them outdoors. You know those blow-up kind? They're going to be blowing around if you already have them out there. Take a look at your 7-day forecast then. Just good weather to stay indoors. Very chilly, colder this weekend. Hey, we start warming up next week. Looks a little bit better by the time we get to Thanksgiving.
Sharon Ray, thanks a lot. Well, NASA now. NASA is making a giant leap back to the moon with the successful launch of the Artemis 1 happened overnight. Let's take a look here. We are getting our first images from the Orion capsule following this morning's liftoff. The mission finally launched after 8 months of back and forth from its launch pad, delayed by 2 hurricanes and numerous technical issues, including hydrogen leaks. Well, the rocket has sent the Orion capsule with no astronauts on board for a journey around the moon, and in 25 days is expected to splash down in the Pacific. 'Tis the season to be thankful and give back to others in the community. How one local church hopes to help people in the coastal bend stay warm. We're going to have that story for you and more when Action 10 News at 6:30 returns.
You're watching Action 10 News at 6:30.
And welcome back. There was a big event just west of the Corpus Christi airport this morning. Here's what it looked like.
3. Oh, I looked down. I was making sure it wasn't dropping on my boss's shoes.
Yeah, got to be careful on those groundbreaking ceremonies. $45 million complex may have not gone as planned, but the future is looking picture perfect for LyondellBasell's new laboratory and office complex. 45,000 square foot facility will be built at their plant site on McKinsey Road. Project expected to have a big impact on the city and the coastal bend. Well, hundreds of people will be a bit warmer tonight thanks to Church Unlimited's West Side missions. They gave away 400 turkeys and 700 coats today to families in the community. In addition to that, they also offered hygiene products, haircuts, and food to anybody who needed it. Pastor Bill Cornelius says they're seeing increased need due to the growing inflation.
Inflation has definitely affected us. We're seeing more people come through than ever before, and we just want to help them in their time of need.
Church Unlimited helped more than 21,000 people last year with food, clothing, and a weekly message. All right, don't go anywhere. Sharon Ray is going to join us with another look at her forecast when we come back.
You're watching Action 10 News at 6:30.
And we are going to be dealing with some pretty chilly air here for a few days. It's going to get colder this weekend and windy too. Not only that, but there's some rain in the forecast as well. Friday night into Saturday, those showers increase. And we have some minor coastal flooding we'll be dealing with as well. Water higher on the beaches starting late this week into the weekend. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast then. You can see those temperatures, well, they're way below average. I mean, this is winter-like here.
Yes,
and
you got
we
that
had that
right.
rain and those cool conditions here all the way into the weekend. Sunday, though, the rain tapers off and we end up with a breezy, chilly day. We warm up next week, though, slowly warming as we get toward Thanksgiving. I'll be looking forward to that.
I guess warming means between 60 and 72. I guess we'll take it, huh?
Yeah, because 76, 75 will be normal by then. So it's getting closer to where we should be by Thanksgiving. But there's another front next week, too. May cool us down a little bit. Not as drastic, though.
I guess we anticipate that this time of the year, so
yeah, we do.
We'll have to deal with it. Hey, thanks for joining us. We're going to be back here tonight at 10. We hope you'll join us then.
See you in a little bit.